I have not spoken yet. The things I am going to say today will shock a vast majority of you, and you will understand why I said last week, and I will repeat it again today. If the people of Ambazonia truly want freedom, they should all line up behind me to finish this liberation struggle. I'll be speaking to you again today, as I spoke to you last week. We are at a critical juncture for the struggle for freedom, for our people, and for the cause of humanity. So I want you to know that the issues we will discuss today will go to the very heart of why we find ourselves where we are, and the road we have walked to this moment. I will respond to a couple of namesayers on the issues that have been thrown out there. But rest assured that I will not hold back. They are very important issues which some of you are supposed to know. I am almost in my mid-50s, though you might look at me and don't believe I've reached that age. There is so much that is going on. But I will be speaking to you today on the importance of freedom and why freedom trumps every other thing that has to do with the survival of humanity. I'm on my way to church. There are a vast number of our people who have lost faith in organized religion. I get it and I understand. I will not force my faith down the throat of anyone. But by the time I finish speaking to you today and in the days ahead, by the time you see documentations that you have never seen before that has to do with this struggle, and hear things you have never heard before, things that you might have only got a glimpse that might have taken place, until you know about some of these things, you will not be able to make an informed decision that nothing in this world trumps freedom. Just look at a baby. When a baby is born, you see how small and tender the baby is. Every baby is pushing as hard as possible to crawl. Some do not even want to crawl, they want to start walking. And the moment of freedom, the moment of liberation is when a baby takes the first steps. You yourself will realize no one feels an air of freedom as the little baby. The baby will move around. Every other thing in the house will be displaced. As much as it gives you much work, but it brings joy to you as a parent to see this baby kicking around, moving around to the kitchen, to the bathroom, to the restroom, everywhere. You will enjoy the joy of that baby. That is a symbolism of the significance and importance of freedom. That man can take anything away from you. But when your freedom is taken away, the freedom to do the things you love, the freedom to speak out, the freedom to understand that what is good for you might not be good for others, and that what is good for others might not be good for you. The freedom to worship as you want, whether it's our own African traditional religion, it is Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or whatever. The freedom to even be an unbeliever. I mean the totality of freedom. Then you will understand why it is morally repugnant for anyone to think that there are things out there that will trump freedom. Not even the freedom to choose what to eat, what to wear, how to work, what to study. That is why nothing in this world overrides freedom. Just as nothing in the human race overrides the ability to love. I'll be speaking to you today in detail. I will let you know at what time I will be live. There is so much to discuss, especially for you, the younger ones, who are maybe still, you are not even teenagers, or those of you who are teenagers in your early 20s, in your 30s. There are things you need to know on why we decided to fight for freedom. Not just for ourselves, for you people, and for the children yet unborn. There are things you need to know so that you'll be able to appreciate what we are doing. You'll be able to understand where the fault lines have been drawn. You'll be able to understand why we find ourselves where we are today. I have not spoken yet. The things I'm going to say today will shock a vast majority of you. And you will understand why I said last week, and I will repeat it again today. If the people of Ambazonia truly want freedom, they should all line up behind me to finish this liberation struggle. I am not interested in power of any sort. And I will make that categorically clear. I have given all my life for this struggle from the age of 14. And I don't think after freedom, I will have more time for that. And I will explain that in details. I will let you understand that there is a difference between a liberation struggle and a democratic movement. We are not in a democracy. In no liberation struggle do the people choose a leader. Leaders emerge. Either they are born or they are already there. At any time, individuals try to hoodwink the people to choose a leader. That liberation struggle has failed. It will fail. This is not a revolution. You saw what the Egyptians did. It failed. Because that was a revolution. It was ill-timed, not well prepared. And you can't mix the two. You saw what happened in Tunisia. Now they have a new dictator that has replaced Habib Bourguiba. You are looking at Algeria and other countries around the world. We should not be able to use terminologies to confuse our people. This is a liberation struggle. It is not a political party's tussle between this political party and that political party. This is the struggle of the very survival of our people. Join me today, this evening, and listen in details why we find ourselves where we are, and why it is very essential for us to know that if this generation of mine fails to deliver the goods, I can assure you that the next 50 years or the next 5 generations will not be able to achieve that goal. Because the stranglehold of the enemy will be remodernized, will be intensified, and every nook and cranny will be under their control. I say this not with a light heart, but with a heavy heart and teary eyes. We will speak in a couple of hours. Thank you, and be blessed in any form that you want. Talk to you soon.